Most people are tired. Not physically. Strategically. They wake up early. They move fast. They work long hours. They sacrifice comfort. And yet, they remain stuck. The problem isn't laziness. It isn't even a lack of ambition. The problem is positioning. You can work extremely hard in the wrong direction. You can sacrifice for years and still build nothing durable. Because effort without structure creates motion. Not progress. We've been conditioned to worship hard work. But no one taught us to study leverage. And leverage is what separates income from wealth. If your income depends entirely on your time, then your growth is capped. You are trading hours for survival. And there are only 24 hours in a day. That model will always limit you. You can increase your hourly rate. You can take on more responsibility. You can grind harder. But you are still inside a structure that stops when you stop. That is linear income. 1 hour worked. 1 hour paid. It's predictable. It's stable. But it does not scale. Wealth, however, is not linear. It is exponential. It compounds. It builds on itself. And exponential growth requires positioning. Not more effort. Better structure. So what does positioning actually mean? Positioning means placing yourself where your effort multiplies instead of expires. It means building systems that continue to produce after the initial input. It means designing your financial life with leverage. There are only 4 real forms of leverage in modern society. Skill. Capital. Media. Ownership. Everything else is noise. If you learn how to move strategically through these 4, wealth becomes predictable. Not guaranteed. But predictable. Let's start at the beginning. If you currently have little money, little access, and little leverage, your first move is skill. Skill is the foundation of positioning. Not motivation. Not inspiration. Skill. Because skill increases your earning capacity. And certain skills increase it disproportionately. A scalable skill is one that is not directly tied to physical labor. Sales. Software development. Digital marketing. High-level consulting. Copywriting. Financial analysis. These skills allow you to create value beyond your physical presence. They allow your thinking to generate income. And thinking scales better than muscle. The marketplace rewards rare and valuable skills. But most people delay skill development. They focus on short-term comfort. Entertainment. Status purchases. Looking successful before becoming capable. That decision costs years. Strategic positioning requires delayed gratification. You build capability before lifestyle. You build competence before consumption. Because income growth without discipline leads to a trap. And that trap is lifestyle inflation. This is where most people plateau. They upgrade everything except their structure. New apartment. New car. New gadgets. Higher monthly expenses. Now their higher income is required just to maintain their current life. They feel richer. But they are not freer. Income alone does not create wealth. Surplus creates wealth. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is where your power lives. If you earn 10,000 and spend 9,000, you have 1,000 in leverage. If you earn 20,000 and spend 19,000, you are still trapped. Strategic people protect surplus aggressively. Not because they enjoy restriction. But because they understand optionality. Surplus becomes capital. And capital is where the real shift happens. Capital allows you to buy ownership. Ownership is the dividing line between workers and builders. Workers sell time. Owners control assets. When you own something productive, it generates value independent of your hours. It could be equity in a business. Shares in a company. Rental property. Digital products. Intellectual property. Partnership stakes. Ownership creates detachment between time and income. And that detachment is freedom. But ownership requires patience. Because compounding is slow at first. Painfully slow. In the early stages, it feels insignificant. Your returns look small. Your growth feels invisible. And that's where most people quit. They underestimate the power of repetition. Compounding is not exciting. It is mathematical. Money reinvested begins to earn on itself. Returns generate returns. Growth builds on growth. And over years, not increases by increasing expenses. Strategic people celebrate income increases by increasing assets. That one behavior shift changes everything over a decade. Now let's talk about the most underrated leverage in modern history. Media. We are living in an era where distribution is free. You can publish ideas instantly. You can build an audience globally. You can create once and distribute infinitely. This was not possible 20 years ago. Media is leverage because it scales attention. And attention creates opportunity. A single well-positioned piece of content can generate income, partnerships, credibility, and access. It works while you sleep. It works while you travel. It works while you build other things. Strategic people understand that creating assets in the digital space multiplies optionality. You are not just building income. You are building presence. And presence compounds. But again, this requires long-term thinking. Most people think in short cycles. They want immediate feedback. Immediate validation. Immediate results. But wealth responds to long cycles. Think in decades. Not months. Before making a major decision, ask yourself. Where does this place me in 10 years? Does this skill still matter in 10 years? Does this investment still grow in 10 years? Does this expense improve my leverage in 10 years? This question eliminates distractions. It forces clarity. It slows impulsive behavior. Positioning is about direction. Not speed. You can move very quickly in the wrong direction and lose years. You can move steadily in the right direction and quietly win. The goal is not to look successful. The goal is to build something durable. So evaluate your current structure. If you stopped working today, what continues? Do you have skills that command value? Do you have assets that produce income? Do you have platforms that generate attention? Or does everything collapse when you pause? This is not about judgment. It's about awareness. Once you see your position clearly, you can redesign it. Here is the strategic blueprint in its simplest form. Build a scalable skill. Use that skill to increase income. Protect surplus intentionally. Convert surplus into productive assets. Reinvest returns consistently. Build media or scalable distribution if possible. Repeat this cycle for years. Not weeks. Years. There is no secret hack. There is no hidden shortcut. Just intelligent positioning applied consistently. Most people want dramatic change. But dramatic change often fades. Structured change compounds. And one day, the difference becomes visible. Not because you worked harder than everyone else. But because you structured differently. Stop asking how to grind more hours. Start asking how to design more leverage. Because hard work without leverage creates exhaustion. Hard work with leverage creates expansion. Wealth is not built by accident. It is built by design. Design your position carefully. Then allow time to multiply it. That is how you move from effort to ownership. From income to wealth. From survival to freedom. And it starts with one decision. To position smarter. Not just work harder.